We all feel it, right? We know the internet has changed our lives, but if you ever really stop to think about how it secretly, fundamentally rewired the way we spend our money? Today, we're going to dive into exactly that, the hidden economics that turn the phone in your hand into a global 24/7 shopping mall.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. That device in your pocket, it used to be for making calls, maybe sending a text. Now it's a portal to pretty much any product you can imagine, from anywhere in the world. How on earth did that happen, and what did it do to our bank accounts?
Because, it's about way more than just convenience. We're talking about a massive shift in human behavior. A shift driven by technology, of course, but also by psychology and, this is the surprising part, even local politics. So today, we're unpacking the hidden mechanics of how you shop online. Okay, so first, let's just set the stage. This move from walking into a physical store to just clicking a button on a screen wasn't just some little trend. It was a full-blown global revolution that reshaped entire economies from the ground up. To really get to the bottom of how this works, you need the perfect laboratory, right? A case study. And a recent study found one. A country that went through this digital explosion at a mind-blowing speed, giving us this perfect little window into how it all actually goes down. And that laboratory is Vietnam. Researchers did this incredibly deep dive into its economy to figure out the exact, precise relationship between getting people online and getting them to open their wallets. And what's so cool about this research is just the sheer scale of it. I mean, they didn't just look at one city. They analyzed data from every single one of Vietnam's 63 provinces for more than a decade. And the top line finding? It was just unmistakable. As the number of internet subscribers went up, retail sales went up right alongside them. It was a direct, powerful link. So, the big question is how? How does this actually work? What are the secret ingredients that turn an internet connection into a purchase? Well, the study breaks it down beautifully into three main channels. It pretty much boils down to these three powerful forces. You've got the endless aisle of e-commerce, the instant gratification of digital payments, and that direct line from you to the person who makes the product. So let's look at each one. First up, e-commerce, or the endless aisle. This isn't just about buying what you already knew you wanted. It's about discovering things you never even knew you needed. Platforms like Shopee give you infinite choices. You don't have to waste time or gas money, and then bam, a targeted ad creates this sense of urgency. Suddenly, you're buying a new gadget you didn't even know existed an hour ago. Okay, next up is the instant wallet. This is where things get really fascinating. The research talks about how digital finance removes what economists call liquidity constraints. Now, that's a fancy term, but all it really means is you're no longer limited by the physical cash in your pocket. With online loans and mobile payments, the friction between wanting something and actually buying it, it basically just vanishes. But, and this is a really big but, here's where the story gets a lot more complex. The research found that just giving people an internet connection wasn't the whole picture. There were other factors that acted like massive amplifiers, turning a little spark into a huge fire. The first amplifier was mobility. See, before 2017, the internet was mostly something you used at home on a computer. But then, in 2017, high-speed 4G mobile internet became widely available across Vietnam. And just like that, the shopping mall wasn't just in your house anymore. It was in your pocket, everywhere you went. This was the real game changer. And you can really see the difference it made right here. The impact of the internet on spending was definitely positive before 2017, sure. But after that 4G rollout, whoa, the effect becomes dramatically stronger. Mobile internet wasn't just a small upgrade. It was a catalyst that totally supercharged consumer behavior. Geography also mattered a lot. In big cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, the effect was massive. People there had higher incomes, better delivery logistics, and were just more likely to jump on the online shopping bandwagon. Now, out in the rural areas, the internet still boosted spending, but the effect was a lot weaker because of lower incomes and all those infrastructure hurdles. Okay, now this was the finding that really surprised me. It wasn't just about the tech or the money. It was also about local government. Provinces that had transparent, pro-business, and efficient governance, what the study calls a strong institutional environment, they saw a much bigger boost in spending from the internet. Good government literally helps the digital economy thrive. So why does a study about Vietnam matter to the rest of the world? Well, because it gives us a really clear roadmap for how digital economies grow
and what policymakers can actually do to help that growth along.
For any country that's looking to boost its economy, the lessons are crystal clear. First, you have to invest in the next generation of mobile internet. Second, you have to make sure that access gets to rural and underserved communities. And third, you have to focus on building fair and effective local institutions. It's a three-part formula for digital success.
And that leaves us with one last thought. We've just seen how 4G completely rewired our wallets. So as we move toward 5G and eventually 6G, with technologies like the Internet of Things and instant seamless connectivity, what parts of our world are about to be rewired next? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.